On our car consultation channel, we've been hearing the same car name popping up quite a bit lately. A lot of people have been asking, "Hey, what do you think about this car?" Or, "How is this car really?" Because of that, we thought, why not just bring a full review of this vehicle for you today? So here it is. Today we're talking about the BYD Sealion 7. Now this is the very first BYD car we're reviewing here. Previously, we did bring you an owner's review of the BYD Seal sedan, so if you haven't seen that yet, I highly recommend checking it out to get a broader picture of BYD's offerings. But today, it's all about the Sealion 7. We'll dive deep into whether this car is something you should seriously consider or not. Let's start with the price. This particular variant that we're reviewing is priced at around 58 lakh rupees on the road in Mumbai. Now, if you're thinking of buying it on EMI, the monthly cost will be somewhere in the ballpark of 80,000 to 1 lakh rupees per month. So, it's not a small investment, but we'll try to give you a clear picture of what you're getting for that money, and if it's worth it. All right, so, let's get going. Before we get into the design details, let's talk about the competition. Because when you're buying a car like this, you always want to know who it's up against, right? So the BYD Sealion 7 mainly competes with some very interesting electric vehicles currently on the market. We have the Hyundai Ioniq 5, which is a big name in the EV space, known for its distinctive styling and solid performance. Then there's the Kia EV6, which shares some similarities with the Ioniq 5, but has its own unique appeal with sporty design and advanced tech. And finally, there's the BMW iX1, which adds that luxury badge into the mix with the German engineering that many people trust. Looking at the BYD Sealion 7 itself, you'll notice that it is actually based on the BYD Seal sedan. So, if you've seen the Seal sedan before, the front-end design of this car will look very familiar because it shares the same aggressive, bold look. Many people have come up to us asking about this car because it looks really premium and expensive. The design is quite eye-catching, and it's clear that BYD has put in a lot of effort to make this a standout vehicle. The headlamps on the front are sleek, slim LED units that give it a sharp and modern appearance. Open the hood, and you'll find plenty of storage space in the front trunk, or frunk, as EV enthusiasts like to call it. Now, because the car sits relatively low, you might assume it's compact, but that's far from the truth. These new generation EVs look small but actually pack a lot of space inside. This model comes with 20-inch tires, which are quite large and add to the aggressive stance. Ground clearance is decent too, so you won't be scraping the underbody on typical urban roads. However, one thing to note is that the car does not come with air suspension. That means you can't raise or lower the car's suspension height like some other vehicles in this segment. Moving towards the back, the Sealion 7 features a sporty, sloping roofline that really gives it a coupe-like feel, adding to its athletic appeal. This design choice might give off the impression that it's a smaller car, but as we mentioned earlier, it's actually quite spacious inside. The rear styling is streamlined and sporty, with a spoiler and tail lamps that are connected by a light bar, a design feature that's becoming increasingly popular in modern EVs. The boot opens from the back and the space is quite generous. There's more than enough room for luggage, groceries, or whatever you need to haul. Inside the rear, you'll find not just one but two tweeters plus a big subwoofer. That's right, BYD has put a decent sound system in here, so the audio experience inside the car should be pretty enjoyable. Underneath the boot floor, you won't find a spare tire. Instead, there's a puncture repair kit, which is common in many electric cars to save weight and space. Now, stepping inside, the interiors of the Sealion 7 are really impressive. The touch and feel of the materials immediately give off a premium vibe. The fit and finish are tight and clean, making it look and feel like a car that costs well above its price point. Honestly, if you told me this was a German luxury brand, like Mercedes or BMW priced at 1 crore rupees, I wouldn't be surprised because the interior quality is that good. The leather-wrapped steering wheel is another highlight. It feels soft to the touch, and there's a brushed aluminum finish on the trim, which adds to the premium feel. On the left side of the steering wheel, you'll find the controls for the Advanced Driver Assistance System, ADAS, and on the right, audio controls. It's interesting to note that the layout of the controls is a bit different from typical cars. Since this car is predominantly a left-hand drive model, the controls have been moved around accordingly. For example, the headlight controls are on the right, and the wiper controls are on the left, which is the opposite of what you'd expect in right-hand drive vehicles. The digital instrument cluster is clear, easy to read, and simple to use. You can toggle between different data screens without any hassle. The infotainment screen can be switched between vertical and horizontal orientations, and when you connect Apple CarPlay, it automatically switches to landscape mode. The screen. Quality is neat, with crisp graphics, making the system user-friendly. It feels very much like an Android phone screen, which makes it convenient and familiar for most users. The reverse camera has a good resolution, and you can adjust various views, including a transparent mode where the car appears see-through to give you a better perspective of your surroundings. That's pretty cool. One quirky design element. Inside is the touchscreen-looking panel on the dashboard that actually isn't a screen. It's a glossy surface that easily shows fingerprints. To be honest, it feels a bit unnecessary and doesn't add much value to the overall interior. The AC vents are positioned a little lower on the dashboard, and there's a wireless fast-charging pad for your phone, which is a nice touch. The gear. Lever is stylish, with a gloss black finish that looks great, though I'm a bit worried about scratches over time. The controls for driving modes, regenerative braking, and volume are neat little buttons. However, I feel like the start-stop button could have been a better design. One of the coolest features is the cup holders. At first glance, they look normal, but when you press a button, the holders adjust so you can fit larger cups on both sides. And if you want to push them back, you just press and pull. There's also deep storage underneath these controls, so you can store plenty of small items. Since this is an electric vehicle, there's additional storage space below the center console, and you'll find a charging port here as well. The phone I used for testing was charging via a Type-C port. And there's also a USB point and a 12V socket, so connectivity options are plentiful. The front seats are comfortable and supportive, especially on the sides. The backrest also feels nice. Though I haven't spent extended time driving this car yet, so long-term comfort can't be fully commented on. Both front seats come with fixed headrests and are electrically adjustable. They also offer ventilated seating, which is great for warmer climates. The audio system has multiple speakers that sound pretty good. However, if I compare it to premium branded sound systems, you might notice some differences. But overall, the audio quality should satisfy most users. The car also features a panoramic roof, though technically, it's a moonroof, not a full sunroof. There are two important updates I want to mention about this car. First, you'll notice the glass is heavily tinted or blacked out in the model we have here. But in reality, the blacked-out glass version won't be available in India because while the central government has approved this car, some state-level transport authorities have not allowed such dark glass tinting. So when the BYD Sealion 7 gets registered in India, expect it to have regular glass rather than this dark shade. Second, connected car technology is not fully active in this vehicle just yet. While the hardware for it is present, BYD doesn't currently have a SIM partner to provide live connectivity services. They have started testing it with some customers on a trial basis, and we've heard it might be implemented within 2 to 3 months. But there's no official confirmation on the exact timeline yet. Now, moving to the rear seats, overall, the backrest is supportive, and the headroom and knee room are sufficient for average-sized adults. The thigh support could be better, though. The middle seat has compromises because of the transmission tunnel and a thick center console element, but the tunnel is flat enough that a third passenger can still sit reasonably comfortably. All 3 headrests in the back are adjustable. If 2 people sit in the rear seats, they'll appreciate the firm support from the backrest, which helps during quick maneuvers or spirited driving. There's also a foldable armrest with cup holders and a small storage compartment. Safety-wise, this car packs a punch with a total of 11 airbags. That's more than many competitors. There are 5 airbags up front, 2 side airbags, and 4 airbags for rear occupants. This makes the BYD Sealion 7 one of the safest cars in this price range when it comes to airbag count. Okay, now let's talk about the driving experience. Starting the car is silent, as you'd expect from an electric vehicle. Once you put it into drive mode, you're ready to go without any engine noise or vibrations. The motor in this car is one of the fastest electric motors in the world, capable of spinning up to 23,000 RPM. That's a number you usually won't hear about in petrol engines because it's nearly impossible for them to reach such high revs. The performance is genuinely impressive. The car can sprint from 0 to 100 km/h in about 4.3 to 4.5 seconds, which is very quick for a vehicle in this segment. For perspective, I was previously driving an Audi RS Q8, which does 0-100 in about 3.9 seconds, but costs around 3.5 crore rupees. The BYD Sealion 7 is priced around 60 lakh rupees, yet comes very close to that performance, making it a real value proposition. This quick acceleration comes from having 2 electric motors, one on each axle, giving you all-wheel drive. There's also a single motor option available, which lowers performance but improves range and reduces the price. Speaking of range, the Sealion 7 comes with an 82 kilowatt battery pack. While BYD claims a range of 560 kilometers, real-world driving should yield around 450 to 500 kilometers, depending on conditions. For example, if you're driving on the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway at a steady 120 km/h, expect around 450 km range. For city driving at 80-90 km/h, you could get close to 500 kilometers. The batteries in this model are BYD's Blade batteries. These are LFP chemistry batteries but offer better range and longevity than typical LFP packs. They're also more compact and lighter, helping reduce overall vehicle weight. Charging. Speeds are also good. The car can accept up to 230 kWh DC fast charging, though 150 kWh chargers are more common in places like the NCR region right now. For home charging, you can use an 11 kWh 3-phase charger. The vehicle comes equipped with a full suite of ADAS features like lane keep assist, emergency braking, and blind spot monitoring. One feature I found a bit annoying was the driver attention alert. If you don't look at the road for 2 to 4 seconds, it warns you to keep your eyes forward. It can be irritating in busy Indian traffic where you need to check your surroundings frequently. There's also a heads-up display that's simple and functional, and the mirror sizes are decent, but could be larger, especially the right mirror, which doesn't extend very far outward. Ride quality at low speeds is comfortable, although on rough roads you might feel some bumps. Handling is solid both at low and high speeds, and the car feels stable on the highway. One thing to note is that despite being an SUV, the ground clearance isn't very high, which is a compromise BYD has made to improve performance and aerodynamics. In city driving, visibility is good, although you might need some time to get used to the lower bonnet edges. The steering is light, making tight turns easier, and the electric power steering allows for a smaller turning radius compared to traditional cars. Now regarding after-sales service, this is an area where BYD might still have some growing pains. While electric vehicles generally require less maintenance, BYD's service network, especially in Mumbai, isn't fully developed yet. They don't have a dedicated dealership service center, which could be a concern for buyers. One important tip: always insure your battery pack separately if possible. There was a recent issue with the BYD Seal where the company initially refused to replace a faulty battery for free, causing some concern. Having battery insurance can save you a lot of trouble and expense in the long run. So, to wrap it up, the BYD Sealion 7 offers excellent performance, great design, and premium interiors at a competitive price point. The only potential downsides are the limited service network and some minor ergonomic quirks. But overall, it's a strong contender. In the electric SUV segment,